So in this video today, we're going over the CFA 4B talk. That is the CFA that you guys took on last Wednesday. So the first question says, a rectangle will be rotated 360 degrees about a line that contains a point of intersection of its diagonals and is parallel to a side. What three-dimensional shape will be created as a result of the rotation? So let's draw what it says. So we got a rectangle, okay? And it says it's rotated 360 degrees about a line that contains a point of intersection of its diagonals. So there's the first diagonal, there's the second diagonal, and it says we're going to rotate around a line that goes through those. Not the straightest of lines, but you guys get the idea. So if you're rotating this around 360 degrees around that line, which is it's basically line of reflection, then you're going to get a cylinder, right? So this is going to end up being circular around here, right? Both ends here, okay? Number 2 says, according to Cavalieri's principle, which pair of shapes would have equal volumes? So if you remember when we talked about Cavalieri's principle, there were two things. We needed to have the heights that were the same, and we needed to have base areas at every height. Okay, so let's see if we can figure out which one of these matches. So a cylinder and a right rectangle prism have equal heights. So it has equal heights, yes, but it did not have equal bases, so we're missing something there. The second one says a cone and a pyramid with equal base areas and heights. Now this would be true too because you divide both of these by 3, so that's why our answer is B. Let's just check C and D. C says a cone and a cylinder with equal base areas and height. This says base areas and heights, but the problem with this is that a cone we divide by 3 and a cylinder we don't. A cylinder and a sphere with the same radius. So the problem here again is the same radius, yes, but it says nothing about heights. And we did this one when we actually talked through these examples, if you remember, why a cylinder and a sphere would not have the same volume, okay? Number 3, use a right circular cone to answer the following questions. Which of the following figures could not be a cross-section of a right circular cone? So obviously if we cut it this way, we would get the circle. If we cut it straight down through the middle, we would get the triangle. If we cut it at an angle like that, we would get our oval. So the one we would not get is a rectangle. Okay, so the next one says, use the information to answer the following questions. Tiffany wants to calculate the volume of her globe. The globe is in the shape of a sphere as represented in the picture. She measured the circumference of the globe along the equator to be 24 inches. Which of the following measures is closest to the volume of Tiffany's globe? So, volume of a sphere is 4/3 pi r cubed. Well, we need r, and right now we have circumference, so we need to find, so circumference is equal to 2 pi r, and it says that that was 24, right? So we're going to divide both sides by 2 pi because we have to get r. So if we don't have r, we can't solve the problem, okay? 24 by 2 pi, I got that the radius is equal to 3. I can't read my own handwriting, y'all. 3.8197. Now, what I'm going to tell you guys to do is just leave whatever that number was in your calculator, and then we're going to take that to the third power, because see here, it says r to the third right there, see that? So we're going to go ahead and take this to the third power, and then we're going to multiply that by 4/3. And you can do all that in your calculator. And then whatever answer we get for that, we're going to multiply by pi. So when I did that, I got 233. Notice there's no pi's in these answers, guys. So that's why 233. So when I got to this point with pi, I had 74.3075 pi, right? Then I have to multiply that by our pi, and that's how I got 233. It was 233.444, but it says round to the nearest, the one that's closest, so that would be 233. All right. So this next one says, use the information and diagram to complete the following sentence. The volume of the ice cream cone in the diagram is 12 pi cubic centimeters. If the height of the ice cream cone is 9 centimeters, the diameter of the opening of the cone is 4 centimeters. Okay, so let's, volume of a cone is pi r squared times h divided by 3. Okay, so we know that the volume is 12, so we're going to do 12 pi is equal to pi r squared. We know that the height is 9, and we're going to divide all this by 3. So hopefully you can see immediately that the pi's cross out. And then we're going to multiply both sides by 3 here. That's going to give us 36 equals 9r squared. Okay, so we're going to divide both sides by 9. So that means r squared is equal to 4. So take the square root of both sides. So r is equal to 2. And it asked for what? The diameter, not the radius. So diameter is equal to 2 times r. So the diameter is equal to 2 times 2, and that's why the answer is 4. The next one says a cone and a cylinder have the same radius and height. The volume of the cone is 100 pi. So remember, if we have the cone's volume is 3 times the volume of the cylinder, right? Okay, so if we have that the cone's volume is 100 pi, we would multiply that by 3 to get the volume of the cylinder. So that's why the answer is 300 pi. Number 7, the radius of a circle is 6 inches. What is the area of the sector bounded by the central angle measuring? So this is our r, right? And this is our theta. We're using the formula A equals pi r squared theta over 360, because that's the area of a sector. So this is going to be pi times 6 squared times 120 divided by 360. So if I was to divide 120 by 360, actually just do 6 squared times 120 divided by 360. Notice pi's in all these answers, and you get 12 pi. Okay? All right, this next one says, as shown in the diagram, AB is 30, CD is 110. Find the measure of angle E. So it's asking us to find the measure of this angle. We're going to do outside arc minus inside arc divided by 2. And that's going to be 80 divided by 2. So the answer is 40 degrees. It says, use the diagram to answer the following question. The circle has a center angle of 56 degrees. As shown in the diagram, what's the length of minor arc AB? So that is going to be arc length that is asking us here, right? So that's L equals 2 pi r theta. Again, this is on your formula sheet, divided by 360.